Today we're going to be looking at um, some compound interest examples, but we're not going to be looking at the straightforward. What do I mean by that? We're not going to be looking at the part where we just have the principal, the rate, the compound coefficient, and the time, and we just have to plug everything into a calculator. We're going to be looking at something a little bit more interesting. For example, like number 6. In number 6, what principal will amount to $1,750 if invested at 3% interest compounded quarterly? So let's see what we have. We want our investment to end up at 1,750. Our interest rate is 3%, which is 0.03, and our time is 5 years, and our compound coefficient is 4, because quarterly translates to 4. We want to know what P is. So let's go ahead and plug everything that we have in. 1750 must equal something times 1 plus 0.03 over 4 to the 4 times 5 power. And we can simplify the stuff that's on our right-hand side. So 1 plus 0.03 divided by 4 gives us a number. Specifically, that number would be 1.0075. And then this 9 times 5, this 4 times 5, we can write as 20. Now we can kind of see what we need to do. We just need to divide both sides by all of this. And when we do that, we end up with 1750 divided by 1.0075 to the 20th power. And we get a principal of 1507 and 8 cents. Now, this seems reasonable because it is lower than what our final amount is, and we're obviously increasing in size. So this is one of the things that can work. Now, let's say that we have different information given to us. Let's say instead of trying to figure out the principal, we try to figure out the amount of time. And there isn't an example on here that goes with that. So we're going to have to kind of make one up a little bit. And let's go ahead and delete some of this. Okay. So let's say we have this situation. I'm going to invest, let's say $1,000. We'll keep it simple. I want my final amount to be 1,500. I know that my interest rate is 3%, so 0.03. And I know that this is compounded quarterly, so 4. So I'm going to plug in the information I have, and then let's look at what we actually have left over. So we have 1500 equals 1000 times 1 plus 0.03 over 4 to the 4 times some amount of time. Now here, since I don't know my exponent, I am going to have to employ logarithms. But there are things that we can do first, and things that we need to do first. For example, we need to divide both sides by 1000, and that's going to give us 1.5 is equal to 1 plus 0.03 over 4 to the 4t. Now, we have already established that the item that's in our parentheses is 1.0075, and this is still to the 4t. So what do we do? Well, if I take the log of both sides, that leaves me with the log of 1.5 equals 4 times t log of 1.0075. Admittedly, doing a few properties of logarithms in between. Then we can divide both sides by this log, 1.0075. And if we divide both sides by this log, what we're actually doing is taking log base 1.0075 of 1.5. So, go ahead and use our calculator to calculate that amount. And that's going to give me approximately 54. I'm not actually going to round it. But let's look at what we have. This number divided by 4 is equal to t. So if we just divide that by 4, we now see that we actually only have to invest approximately 13.6 years if we want to make our investment back up to that point. So the moral of the story is this: as you're solving these, sometimes it is advantageous to use logarithms, sometimes it is not. You need to kind of feel out exactly what is needed on your own. And it does take a little bit of time to get used to. But I am confident in your abilities. So, that will do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.